Hey, Tommy from the Run Testers. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the New Balance 860 V14 stability shoe. Let's have a look. The New Balance Fresh Foam X 860 V14 costs £140 or $140. It weighs 283 grams or 9.9 ounces for men in a size 8, and the drop is 8mm. The New Balance Fresh Foam 860 V14 is a moderate stability shoe designed for daily training. It provides a subtle level of support through a dual layer midsole foam alongside a stability plate that runs across the length of the shoe. The upper layer of Fresh Foam X is there to provide comfort and cushioning, while the firmer layer of foam positioned underneath provides support, specifically on the medial side. Version 14 also receives a slight increase in the stack height, as well as the drop going from 10mm to 8mm. There's a rocker profile that's built to provide a smooth transition, and a thick layer of outsole rubber is there to provide grip and improve durability. The upper is a well-structured engineered mesh design that provides plenty of padding around the heel and tongue. So the fit for me in this shoe was absolutely perfect. I'm a size 8 in the UK. There's plenty of space in the forefoot. There's plenty of space around the forefoot. The upper is very comfortable. It feels like a very roomy shoe, but it's by no means a loose shoe. It's very easy to get a nice lockdown fit in this shoe. I found it very comfortable. It didn't have any issues at all from the off. I definitely stay to my size in this shoe. So I've done about 50k in this shoe so far, and I've been using it for quite a lot of runs. I've just recently started a new coaching plan for Valencia Marathon, and I've got interval training in it, I have longer runs in it, and I have a lot of easy runs in it. And I've been using this for all of those runs because I haven't got any performance shoes to test at the moment. So I've been giving this more of a test over faster sessions than I normally would with a shoe like this. I haven't tried the previous versions of the 860. I know Mike was a fan of one of the previous versions. I've really enjoyed running in this shoe. It's a stability shoe that really doesn't feel like a stability shoe. It feels like a very natural, comfortable cushion shoe. It's not a max cushion shoe, and the midsole in it is quite well balanced, so it doesn't feel really soft. It doesn't feel bouncy. It just feels comfortable. It's just a very nice shoe to run in. On easy runs, it's absolutely perfect. It feels very natural to run in, very enjoyable at easy runs, perfect for those sorts of paces. When you're picking up the pace a bit in this shoe, so I've done a number of different interval sessions using this. Probably the most difficult one I've done is 7 times 1.5 minutes at my 5k pace, and then 4 minutes rest, which it was actually pretty good for a stability shoe, a cushion stability shoe. I wouldn't normally expect to be that good at interval sessions or versatile training. It's by no means a shoe that I would pick to do that, but it actually feels a little bit lighter on the feet, a little bit more like this shoe is more versatile than what I'd normally expect from a stability shoe, especially when you compare it with shoes like the Gel Kayano 31 and things like that, which are very firmly set in that world of just cushioned easy day cruising or long runs. There just feels like there's a little bit more in this shoe. It just feels a little bit nimbler, not massively. I wouldn't get this shoe if I was running a marathon and I wanted to get a PB, but for training, for general daily runs, it feels just like a nice comfortable daily shoe that's more focused on those easier sessions but can do a little bit more. So the midsole in it, a lot of stability shoes that you get, especially the older stability shoes, do tend to feel quite rigid. This doesn't. This does feel quite flexible. And when you are running in this shoe, it can. I was surprised that it was a stability shoe, to be honest, when I was out running in it. There's no feeling of those old school medial posts or anything in it. It has a fairly wide base, but not one of the widest ones I've seen from many stability shoes out at the moment, but still feels very stable. When I try to overpronate in this shoe and just test what it does feel very stable. It does feel like it's really setting your foot down in the right position, but not overwhelmingly. So it definitely is a very subtle stability shoe, designed for people who maybe don't necessarily need full-on stability, or for stability runners that want a shoe that is still going to give them a bit of stability, but is more like a daily shoe as opposed to some of the more intense stability shoes out there. Other things I would say about this shoe as well is the outsole, very good. It's very similar to a lot of the outsoles that you get on many of New Balance's shoes. Very good, didn't have any issues at all. I've been running a little bit on public footpaths with this, and it's been a bit wet. Absolutely fine, even if it's a bit muddy. You can see there's a bit of mud on the bottom of that shoe there. I've had no issues at all with slippage on this shoe. I wouldn't think it would be amazing if you were actually hitting hard trails on it. I probably wouldn't do that with it, but over on those lighter public footpaths, it's absolutely fine, and there's a pretty healthy covering on it as well, so hopefully that should have a nice impact on the durability of this shoe. But overall, I've really enjoyed those runs. I've not had any issues with taking this out on interval sessions, things like that. I think it has delivered absolutely fine on those. I wouldn't choose to take it out if I was really wanting to go hard on an interval session, but I haven't been disappointed by it. I haven't wished that I'd not been wearing the shoe when I've been out picking up the pace in the shoes. So very pleased with the shoe. Think it's a really good option if you want a little bit of stability. Maybe if you've been told you need stability, but you don't really need a lot of it. But also, if you don't necessarily need stability, it's still an absolutely fine shoe. And these are the sorts of shoes where if you are doing a lot of training, if you're running longer sessions, things like that, and you get a bit tired towards the end of them, that little bit of added stability does help a little bit, and just make sure that your foot's in the right position when your legs are getting tired, and you don't want to start wobbling around or anything, which you can do in some of the high stack daily shoes and super trainers that are out at the moment. Okay, so my verdict on the 860 V14, very, very good. It's a solid, comfortable, balanced stability shoe that really rides very much like a more traditional daily cushioned shoe. This probably, for me, goes up against shoes more like the Brooks Glycerin 21, the Saucony Triumph range, things like that. It feels and rides a little bit like those. I would say that it doesn't necessarily have the versatility of those shoes. Well, not the Triumph 22, because I don't think that shoe has any versatility. The older versions of the Triumph. It's very close though. I think you could get this shoe instead of those shoes and be perfectly happy with it. And I think it's a really nice option. But I would still, if I was given the option, I would still get one of those shoes because I don't need stability, and I think they're just a little bit more versatile and just do the job a little bit better. But if you do need a bit of stability, you're not losing much with this shoe. So it's a really good time for stability runners because there are a lot of shoes coming out like this, like the Hurricane 24, Saucony Hurricane 24, that really just ride like your normal neutral shoes that instead of a stability shoe that you would expect from older versions. So really impressed with this shoe. I think it's well worth taking a look at if you need a little bit of stability, and I've had really no issues at all with it. I think it just does what it says on the tin. Very comfortable, very enjoyable, good value really. That's it from me on this review of the New Balance 860 V14. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click that little bell, all of those sorts of things. And if you go into the caption below, you can find a link to our podcast, which comes out a couple of times each month. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you next time.